Being a professional musician is also about managing your own business, and part of that is teaching others when you're not performing to generate revenue. Now, Patrick Worley is a fellow musician who understands the industry, so he created Music Lessons Las Vegas to help others, and he joins me now. Patrick, how are you doing this morning?
Good. How about yourself, Elliott?
I'm very, very good. So this is fascinating because, obviously, like we mentioned, you're a professional musician yourself. You know what the trials and tribulations are of being a working pro. So you created this site in order to help others generate income and set themselves up on the platform. So how is your site unique in terms of musicians obtaining students like they would any other method?
Right. For the people that are seeing this that haven't seen me, real quick introduction. I'm a professional musician. It's the only thing I know how to do, is what I say. Don't ask me to screw in a light bulb.
There are worse things to know how to do.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. That's true. There are better things if you don't know how to be a musician, though. But luckily, I do know how to do it, and I know how to live well as that. And I've created a business that helps musicians do that themselves. The quick rundown is that I have a very powerful site that connects musicians that teach to the market here, to people that want private lessons. And it really puts it back in their hands. It's completely up to them how they want to be presented to it for pennies on the dollar compared to what it would usually cost them to do.
Right. So say a musician's watching right now, or say someone's signing up for your site. What are the first steps, and how do they go about using that site to obtain students?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. There's a lot of places you can sign up on the website. As a matter of fact, right in the top right-hand corner of the homepage, you can do it if you're a musician. And if you pay the initial fee, which is about $50 per year. That's it for it. I challenge anybody to find a better deal than that who's trying to get students.
I hate someone say challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Musicians should jump on that for sure.
Right.
So that will get you what I would call the base profile, which gives you everything you need to start connecting yourself to students, as well as the other things that we do. Like we have a talent agency in conjunction with this, and we're continuing to add in more ways to help musicians live well. But the base profile gets you, a profile pic and a bio, and people who are looking for lessons can reach out to you directly through the site for that.
Moving on from that, how do they then maximize the leads that you generate from the site? From interested students and then capitalize on those leads?
Yeah, so everything else is a monthly add-on after that. They range from $10 to $20 a month, or you can get everything that the site offers for $60 a month too. And there's about 8 or 9 features on there that they can add in. They can do things like have a video feed and have a photo gallery to show themselves teaching students or performing for a demographic that wants that. Convenience is a big thing for people, so they can actually show a map of their studio location so people can find one that's close to them. For people that are really busy, they might not want to read through everybody's profile, so we have a form that pops up that says, can't decide from all these instructors, fill out this form and instructors will contact you. So for instructors that are paying for that feature, they'll get pinged with an email that says, hey, the student is interested in piano lessons or whatever. Here's their contact info for it. And they can add it out as they see fit from there. They can design it how they want to be presented and whatever their budget is.
So you have a bunch of different add-ons, obviously all geared up to assist the musicians on your site, take advantage of those. So why is it important for them to take advantage of those separate add-ons and the ones you've just mentioned?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the reason for that is I've always taught. I've been doing this for about 20-something years. And over the years, I've discovered that different people are looking for different things. So each add-on is designed to target somebody that's looking for a specific thing, whether it be convenience, whether it be rapport and a teacher with a lot of creds, whether it be somebody that they feel really comfortable with, teaching themselves or their children or something like that. Or like I just mentioned, if they're really busy, we have some things for that too. So they're all designed to target a different demographic of people looking for students.
Are you able to give an example of how Music Lessons Las Vegas, how all these different features come together to help musicians find students?
Oh yes, I can give you several. So, you just let me know when you want me to stop here.
Let's go. Let's
go. So I'll start with a recent one here, actually a really recent one. This one is myself. Just yesterday I had somebody reach out to me for bass lessons. But in their quote request, they sent one that says, my child might also be interested in some of the other things that you teach, like composition or songwriting. And the reason that they know that is because I have a feature on my profile that allows me to show up in different categories. So they were able to research that and see that, oh, I was really the guy that they were looking for. Other example, one of the piano teachers on the site just recently added in voice to their profile. So this teacher paid for the feature that added them into multiple categories.
So it's almost like advertising without the need for advertising within the site.
And as soon as she did that, she picked up 3 voice students.
All right, well, the clock has run out. You already gave us 2 examples, and I know you were desperate to give some more of those as well. So, but thank you. Patrick, fascinating conversation again as usual.
Indeed.
Thank you. Guys, if you're a professional and looking to expand your student base or even just getting started as a teacher and want to learn more, head to lessonslasvegas.com for all the relevant info.